In this video, I'm gonna show you my entire ideation framework I use for all my reels and YouTube video that grew my personal brand from 0 to 2,000 followers and plus in just 90 days while letting me quit my 9-to-5 job I hated and working full-time as a creative. So here are the results this ideation framework gave me. It let me quit my job, so you can see that I've made my freedom number, which for me is about $1,000 to $1,200. And allowed me to quit my job. You can see I texted my coach, Bryan Delimata. If you guys don't know who that is, he basically teaches you how to create digital products. So if you guys want to learn how to quit your 9-to-5 and do that, I'll leave a link to him in the description. Go check him out. And you can see that this is my job that I worked at. Nothing wrong with the job, I just wasn't for me. And here are the results I made from using this framework. It's given me $60,000 or 60,000 views about in the last 90 days with almost 1,500 subscribers. And at this moment, I'm at 1958, which I'll be hitting 2K today. So these are kind of the results. They're not crazy, but they're definitely a lot better than most people. So this is the 6-category framework that I use for my ideation for personal branding. And it basically is just value, how-tos if you're in the educational space, my failures, the pain points of my audience, advice I like to give to my audience, and success. So what I like to do is go through what type of stuff happened in my life recently that educate or contributes to any of these categories. For instance, success. I've had a lot of success recently. I've quit my job that I didn't really enjoy. And I've also kind of solved the pain points of my audience. So what I would like to do, like for instance, if you guys didn't go look in my Instagram feed, I'll leave my link or my Instagram profile in the link description. It basically shows you how I quit my 9-to-5 job, what kind of mind shifts I did, and just stuff like that. So success would be I quit my 9-to-5 job. Value-based content is just basically giving out free value. So for me, I would do editing, so how to edit like this, and I would also stack on top of this, like here's some free presets. If you guys are not in that, it doesn't really matter. It's just make sure to be providing just free value whenever you want to, but not too much. Or if you keep doing too much free value, you're gonna attract the wrong people, and we don't want that because you're running a personal brand, you're trying to quit your job and everything. So don't provide too much free value, but don't provide no free value where everyone's like, oh, you're just trying to sell. We don't want that. And now the next is how to. If you're not in a educational space, you don't really need to do that. But for instance, for me, I like to do how-tos. That's basically about all the content I really do for my YouTube channel. How-tos as in you can do like how to build a personal brand if you wanted to, how to create such effect for your editing software, that's for me. Or for you guys, it could be if you're in the gym niche, like how to have perfect technique for a pull down, or just like stuff like that. Like it really gives not just a how-to, but it gives value. And that's what you really want to go throughout this entire categories, is try to connect these as much as possible. I've seen with my content is when I connect all these, so I'll grab the drawing pen, and let's say I connect the success with the value of the how-to, and then I also can connect it with the failures, plus the pain and the advice. Like if you can connect all of these categories into kind of one video, it'll pop off larger and way better than all of the other videos I've made. I've seen that recently when I kind of show how I've succeeded, what kind of value I bring to the table. For instance, I would give out free stuff. So I show how I succeeded. I also give free value. I show you them exactly how to do it. So this how-to is actually compounding with this value. And then I kind of show them like, you wouldn't be here, or not you wouldn't be here, but just kind of like what kind of failure that took me to get to all this stuff. And then I'll exceed on their pain point, tell them and remind them of how frustrating it is and everything. And then at last, I'll give them advice, show them kind of how to do it, which is coming right back to this how-to. And you kind of repeat that all, and it really builds up and compounds over time and gives you just a crap ton of views and success. Now let's use this kind of strategy and ideas that you just came up with to leverage it into this funnel right over here to make a broad type of content, a middle less type of broad content, and then a bottom targeted content. And we'll get through that in a little bit. Let me just kind of give you a little overview of it. First, let's start with the broad content. Broad content is going to be a video that appeals to an enormous amount of people in your niche or even further out in your niche. So for example, I'm an editor that helps content creators edit plus create videos like this. So a video for me to appear to a really wide audience could be how to edit Instagram Reels. If you saw my last video, it really popped off, but it appeared to a huge amount of people. Anyone that wanted to edit Instagram Reels would click on that video. And now we can go into a more less broad and kind of a targeted, but not too targeted. So for example, again, let's go back to that Instagram Reels example. You could do how to edit Instagram Reels like said person. For that person, not everyone's gonna know exactly who that person is. So not everyone's gonna wanna click on it. So you just went from a huge audience to only people that know that person, but is still gonna watch it because that person is wide and known. Now let's go on to the bottom, which is the targeted, and that's where you're really gonna kind of sell and show people what type of content you provide. And that's where you really niche down into the targeted part. And for example, the video I could create for my niche that we've been using is how to create a text effect like this person. You can see that not only you need to know this person, but you need to know what kind of text effect they're using. And now let's say you're ready to create your video and you wanna know how to get a cinematic looking lighting for your personal brand. Well, I got you. I made a video on this, so click this video right over here. I'll show you exactly my entire lighting setup, what lights I use, what settings I use, every single thing.